I'm going to begin today by acknowledging that, yes, I did forget to light the candle yesterday and did not realize it, I guess, until I finished, although someone made a comment on that later, and it was appropriate because it was called Going into the Darkness uh, of the, again, it was the third night that we had entered the day before. So perhaps it was appropriate that I did not light the candle that has become part of my setting, if you will, for these videos. Anyway, as I've gone deep into that introspection, although I wonder how deeply I've actually gone since in 26 hours I attended 4 different meetings, including the one at my house last night with Christopher Timms. And Christopher always stirs up a lot of introspection in me as he continues to see things from the perspective of the eternal and the infinite. And sometimes it seems to me that he tends, like so many spiritual people, to virtually negate the human experience. Although I know he's not actually doing that, sometimes it feels that way to me. I've talked with him enough to know that he has a pretty balanced viewpoint, although sometimes in his teachings you may not always get that idea if you're just looking at the one aspect that he's presenting, which is why some of our dialogues together have been so fascinating, although last night I kept fairly quiet. I did not enter much into the conversation due to the fact that the legal matters that face me are certainly perplexing. Anyway, I decided to call this talk "I Am This and Also That." And a little blurb that I wrote before I began is perspectives. How are we supposed to see ourselves in this world that seems real, yet is called an illusion? As I delve into my darkness, I am faced with the same question that has plagued me all of my life. Who am I, really? Who are you? What are we? I'm certain I will not answer definitively all those questions, because they are the questions that perplex all of us. At some point or another, when we get down to the brass tacks of actually thinking about it and feeling what's going on and observing and paying attention to our own experience. And I will never call an experience, any experience, an illusion. I don't believe that it can possibly be an illusion. It is an experience. And experiences are all real, always, all the time, to me. You may disagree with that, and if you do, that's okay. I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm just saying I believe that that's bedrock truth. Experience is experience, and it's always real. Always. We feel what we feel. We go through the circumstances that we face, whether we create them or not, whether they happen to us or not, whether we're victims or creators, it doesn't matter. The experience is our experience. Bottom line. Disagree if you want. Yes, the lawyer's threat to stop the appeal is certainly troublesome to me. They being the court and the lawyers, and certainly the banks, do not want to hear what I have to say. They would rather deprive me of due process of law, stop me from being able to speak up and speak out for myself, in defense of myself, in defense of my perceptions of reality, in my perceptions of the law, the maxims of the law, the things that are self-evident. They would rather not hear that, which is why they would want to stop the appeal. so that they don't have to hear it, so that they don't have to pay attention. They would rather ignore it. And I keep saying they. And Spirit, right after I finished yesterday, as I went into meditation again following my talk and after bringing it up online after some frustrating happenings, including my computer just shutting off for no apparent reason without a power failure. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, as I pondered that yesterday, the question immediately came to me, what part of me am I unwilling to hear, that I'm drawing into my life or experiencing in my world, those that do not seem to want to listen to me? What part of me am I not listening to or not wanting to listen to? What part of me am I wanting to shut up? I'm not aware of any. I mean, as I go into myself and I look at myself and I ask to be shown somehow, to be able to see what areas I'm hiding, I don't find them. I really don't find them. Which makes me question again, is everything that I experience a reflection of something inside of me? I have bought into that concept, that idea, because I don't know how I can take full responsibility for my life if there's parts of my life that are happening to me, that I'm experiencing, that do not correlate to something that's in me. Unless I am all that is. If I am all that is, if all that is me, well, then it's all me. Whether I can see it in my personal consciousness or not, it's still me. The light and the dark are still me. The conscious and the unconscious are still me. Whatever pairs of opposites you want to throw at me, it's still me. It's still me. And I wrestle with these. I've wrestled with it all my life. The spiritual people who say that the physical is just an illusion. The Gnostics who say that the flesh is basically evil and pulls us down. The New Agers that choose and choose again and again and again to not want to even listen to what's going on in the world, not even want to know how the world works, not even want to know. They'd rather turn their head. I mean, I have wonderful friends that are in that camp. Wonderful people, loving people, people that support me in every way. But when I try to get them to look at something in the physical world that we're dealing with, like the monetary system, for example, like the court system, for example, they don't want to pay attention, many of them. Why? I don't know why. I guess because when somebody feels comfortable in their current belief system, they certainly do not want it challenged by someone that's thinking outside the box. And I've always pretty much thought outside the box, even when I've bought into box concepts of religion and of philosophy, etc., etc. Even when I've believed that, there's always been something that's ill at ease, that says, but there's more. You're not looking at the whole picture. If that's all you're looking at, you're missing something, Ron. And I hear that little voice inside of me saying you're missing something, and I don't want to miss anything. Because I really believe, as crazy as it sounds, that I am all that is. That I am God, though not. Here's the conflict. Here's the conundrum. I am God. That is, I recognize that the essence of me is all that is. I am connected to the collective unconscious, which I believe is God, as well as the collective superconsciousness, which is also God. I am the devil. I am the Lord. I am the light. I am the darkness. They are alike unto me, but yet they're different, if that makes any sense at all. These are the things that I wrestle with. I wrestle with them frequently in my life. Frequently in my life. Am I at war with myself? You know, I don't really think that I am at war in the respect that I accept both parts as me. Both parts are part of me. And when I accept that, I recognize that what's going on is not a duel, but a dance. The dance of the masculine and the feminine. The dance of the light and the dark. The dance of the physical and the spiritual. Two sides of a coin, but the same coin. And Christopher said last night, we've got to stop worshiping duality. I don't know that I worship duality, but I recognize it as reality, and I don't see a possibility, not even a slightest possibility, of an existence anywhere, at any time, in any place, where there is not a duality. And I never have seen, for a long time anyway, I have not seen duality as an enemy. I have seen it as the gift of contrast, to allow me to know myself, to allow me to know all that is. And it's a gift. I keep seeing it as a gift. I am this physical human being. I am this. When I hear those people talk about the spiritual higher aspects, well, yes, I am that too. I am both. I am that having this experience. And that's the way it is. Do I struggle? Do I feel? Do I think? Of course, so do you. So do you. Even if you don't want to, you still do. Even if you're trying to deny something and get away from something, you still have these thoughts. You never get away from it because it's part of our human experience. And it's part of our divine experience. You say it can't be both. Yes, it can. It has to be. That's the difference. In Western Christianity, for example, and Muslim Christianity, and in Muslim faith, the concept is you've got to choose. It's either this or that. You can't be both. Eastern concept, which I think is more correct, is you are both and more. Both and more. We are all both and more. To me, that's my perception. But I wrestle with these things. I wrestle with them. I take everything to heart. Everything. To the best of my ability. Because I am all that is. I am part of God. I am God's human representative on this planet. Does that mean, oh God, that you're supposed to put me up on a pedestal or something? No, no siree. No ma'am. Absolutely do not put me on a pedestal, because you are what I am too. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I've been trying to tell you through this whole series of this ninth wave thing that I've been doing this year. I've been trying to tell you that what I am, you are. What you are, I am. Even if you're the lawyer that's trying to stop me, trying to stop the appeal process, you are part of me and I am part of you. I may not like that. It may not feel good. I may fight with the idea sometimes. But we're all interconnected, because there really is only one of us here. And that's all it is, or God. All it is, of course, is my definition of God. So anyway, this is part of my descent into darkness. More and more introspection, more and more questions, looking for answers, looking for balance, looking for peace within the conflict, and I will find it. If it's to be found, I will find it, and I believe it is to be found. Am I experiencing it right now? Well, to some degree I always experience it, and to some degree I don't. That's my experience. That's my life. How about you? Is it your life too? Think about it. Namaste. I recognize myself in you and you in me. Bye.